What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing all right. Hope you guys are surviving a little bit of a dip in the market. You know, maybe that's an understatement. Maybe that's an understatement, but hope you guys had a great weekend. And we got Abigail in the house. That's good news. We got Albert. Good morning to you. We got Anna, Andy, Ben, Brad, Brian, Cheryl. Good morning to Corey, Donna, GW. We got Jack East in the house. Good morning to you. We got Jay, Jeff, Joe, JT, Kevin, Lisa, Lauren, Matthew, Mike, Mike and Shane, Tim. Good morning to all you in the chat. Good morning to all my peeps in YouTube land. Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like the you guys are piling early today. It's like, is it kind of like oh, there's no video? Hit share. Oh, there we go. Better now? Better now? Kind of like something's happening in the market. something something might be happening. I don't know. But yeah, we got Warren Buffett, we got Iran news, we got a whole slew of no buyers in the market for the last few days. We got some bulls trap from 3 days ago, trying to catch another kind of rally up. Should get fun. Should get fun. How do you trade today? Your guess is as good as mine, honestly. Uh, Good news for SPY. We got the 200 coming in, 503.68. So we still have a little bit of room till we hit the 200 if we scroll back a little bit. And then we'll take a look at long-term kind of momentum. But the last time we hit the 200, we were back in October 2023. We started to dip a little bit below it, obviously, and that's kind of where that capitulation came in, and then that's where the rally happened. So we're not quite at the 200 yet. We're about 50% halfway between the 100 and the 200. So okay, maybe there's a little life. We are to a little more liquidity than we were before, so things might start slowing down, chopping around a little bit. But I'll be watching to see if we start breaking that 200 again. Again, it's still a little volume all the way down to like 496.53. We got start losing some volume, but somewhere around 485, 480. It's another little shelf of liquidity, and then there's really nothing to like 470 and possibly back to like 430s. I don't know. I mean, that would be a big move, but then we flip to the monthly chart and we start looking at this going, is that really even a big move? Like, I think what's more shocking in this market is just how quickly everything happens. And I think that's where the panic is kind of coming in. Uh there's yeah, so there's Mike says, did I miss anything? Why the big drop? I think there's a little bit more concern out there in the market. And I do think I don't think it's gonna be an easy like I was even texting with one of the RLT members Sunday, like I think last night, and he's like, "Is now a good time to buy some puts?" I was like, "Well, the better time would have been last Thursday," but he rightfully so said, "Okay, I'll hop in my time machine. I'll go back." Right. So if you missed it there, yeah, that was the better spot. If you're trying to buy puts today, I don't think you're doing it correctly. Does that mean you shouldn't buy puts? No. So if you have long-term positions and you are trying to protect positions, can we go down a lot more from here? I think the answer to that is yes. I think we have the ability. I mean, if we flip back to that monthly chart, do we have the ability to retrace even half of that last move that we had? That even that takes us to 490, right? So that's still a decent move to the downside. Is it the right move to do it today? Probably not. This is a retest gap from Friday. We've had a big Thursday sell off. Obviously Fridays was a pretty massive drop in the markets as well. I think that premium on the puts probably a little expensive. This is this is when you know the house is on fire and you're trying to buy insurance. Right? You're trying to buy home insurance when your house is already in flames. Could the other half of the house burn down? Of course, right? You could get the insurance, but it's going to be kind of expensive. So we'll see. Hector's in the house says, "Happy rug pull day." Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. How aggressive am I going to get on day trades today? Probably not too much. It's one of those we've had it kind of like Thursday. We kind of had it on Friday as well, where like the market looks like it's just selling, 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 and we're just forced to say, I don't really want to like, go short when it's down already. But at the same time, you're down a lot, and it doesn't look like we really hit any support yet. And I think we come down lower, so I think the correct move is still actually a little bit more bearish, especially at open. But we probably get some kind of bounce. I do think this week, you're going to have the Fed and all the Fed minions kind of out there spreading the good news of yeah, we need some rate cuts. We need, like, everything is fine, but we need some rate cuts. I think they're gonna be doing their damage control for most of the week because I don't think the Fed really wants the market to drop off. So I think we're gonna get a little bit of a battle, and then obviously we got some more earnings coming in this week. So it's gonna be wild. The good news is, hopefully, if you guys have listened to me and some of the other team members, and even outside of RLT, like, have a plan for the what ifs. Hopefully, you guys are not into crazy margin. No one's getting margin called, but have a plan of what if, right? And obviously, I talk about the long term for pretty much ever until you guys get completely bored of it, and then I talk about it some more. This is a good day for long term. Maybe not dollars and cents in your account. That's going to be down a little bit. But those companies, those Nvidias that you were eyeing down at the 120 price. Let's flip over to Nvidia real quick. I'm just going off on tangents. That's about it. But you guys were loving it at 120. Where do we have some targets down to? Probably like $95. We're at 94.56. It's going to give you a much better price on a good company. They have earnings coming out end of August. August could be a rough month in general. Like, it could be. We could definitely come down from here. But if you were loving it, and I'm not even saying $95 is a good valuation, if we reverse that split, that still puts us at what is that? Was it 10-1 split? Yeah, 10-1 split. So that still puts us at $940 prior to the split. Did you guys want to buy it at 940? I don't know, maybe. Right? But it's a good company. I think the earnings will probably be good. I hope they're gonna be good. But is now a better price to do so? Yeah, I think so, to nibble in, start buying some of the good quality companies. I even have companies coming into this month. I was looking to add to the long term, and they might not even be companies I add this month because now I might be able to get to nibble on some Amazon, some Google, some Nvidia potentially. MU is down just absolutely massive, probably about 50%. A month ago, you were looking at almost a 160 price tag. Yeah, 157. Now you can get it for like 87. So, do you actually believe in the company? Do you think that the numbers are good? Was it actually worth 157? And I think this is a good argument. Was Nvidia ever worth this 140? Because if you're just looking at this going, well, it was 140 and it's dropped a lot. And if it gets back there, I'll be up a lot. I don't think that's the right way to look at it, because was this actually supposed to be 140, or did the hype come in and just everybody was running crazy? So be patient in the market. The market will give you a lot of good opportunities. Corey says, I've got a bunch of pyramids set up already. I love it. Make that plan, baby. Let's go. That's what it's all about. John in YouTube says, is anyone else having problems opening trades with Apex? Keep getting liquidation only error message. Uh I don't have Apex, so yeah, if anybody else has Apex, type of message, whether it's YouTube or in the chat. Uh and I'll let you know what they say. My guess is that if people had trades out there over the weekend and it was in the bullish direction, those Apex might be, I don't know, having some margin calls as well on those accounts. I'm not 100% sure. We usually, and I think today, more importantly than like where we start the day, and I think even more important is where we close the day and how we flow throughout the day. That's kind of what I'm watching for. So we noticed back here, even before that little run up in the market and on Nvidia and the Qs, that last and final run. Even before that, we were seeing like, okay, we're starting to break the trends. We're not really seeing the buyer step in every time we have good earnings. we're getting those sell-offs where if you look back to any of the earnings prior to that, they could miss earnings and then you'd be right back to that price. So there was not a lot of buyers running into this, and the question is, are they starting to come back? Or are they still being patient? But Warren Buffett not giving a big vote of confidence to the market, selling half his Apple position. That was a pretty decent surprise, I think, for the markets. And so I think he's looking at it going, well, we're probably overvalued. If you guys want, you could Google Warren Buffett. What was it called? Warren Buffett indicator, I guess. It should come up, but he's going from basically the comparison of the markets to the GDP, and we are currently still, even with this drop, well overvalued. So it does make sense that he's trying to put some cash together, and he's got a probably one of the largest cash stockpiles right now. He's just sitting on, just waiting. So that doesn't give it good vote of confidence. I know. What was it, Matt? I think Matthew said. Uh, like what else is going on in this market? It comes down to the rate cut. A lot of it comes to the rate cut, regardless of Warren Buffett saying the whole market's overvalued. I think that plays into it. Yes, we got geopolitical news with Iran and war and everything else that's been going on. So I think that all equates to what we're seeing today. But the other bigger issue, and this is why you're going to have the Fed coming out there, why are we getting the rate cuts and how much is it going to be? I think the odds for now a 50% or 50-point rate cut is gotten pretty jacked up. So market's kind of leaning a little bit to it. We might not get 25 basis point. We might get 50. Okay. But why are we getting that rate cut? Is it because we could just bring down rates and everything's good, or we have to rate cut because we're actually starting to see a little early signs of recession? And I think that's where we're leaning to, and the market's getting a little terrified. But again, we've had 3 days of bearishness. We're still close to all-time highs. We're not in a recession yet. Let this thing play out. Let's not all get panicked and feared. Would it be a good time to sell some puts on some stocks we would like to own long term? Yes, as long as you are okay buying it at that price and you're not on margin. So if you're gonna have it long term, make sure that it is cash back puts. That if you do get triggered, because you can get triggered, and I think even a lot of today's kind of run or drop is also due to some margin. People are getting like you have to sell your positions. So if you're cool with owning it and it's the price you wanted at, yeah, today would be a great day. Those puts are going to be jacked up in volume. Just keep in mind, just because we have a big day of selling doesn't mean we can't come lower. So as long as you're comfortable being filled at that price, today is probably a phenomenal day to sell some puts. Even with this big Apple gap down, it's not even at the 100. I know. That's how crazy we were just ran up in this market. I was up 102% on Apple position. Even I sold 50%. You're thinking like Warren Buffett. I like that. Still has Oxy. Will be interesting to see if he. The only thing Warren Buffett's really been buying in the last probably at least year, maybe 18 months, was Oxy. And it's chilling. Let's check out the Qs real quick. I'm looking at some Microsoft. Qs. Yeah, Qs are below the 200. Let's flip this thing over to a monthly chart. Q's got a little support, maybe around 422 on a monthly. So we're kind of opening into that spot. No real volume, at least on a monthly aspect of things. Weekly, we'd have to get for this rally to kind of continue. I think we got to get above 436. So right now we're pretty well below that. This sell-off could get a little bit more ugly if we start breaking, I think, 419. That would run us down to like the 390 zone for the Qs. And again, that's really the first pullback. Right. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Nobody knows what is happening in this market right now. Or where this market will be. Let's flip that. Nobody knows where this market is gonna look at the end of August or the end of 2024. You could only put your best guesses in, but we are high. We haven't really had a sell-off. Apple, we could do a fib. And again, maybe this is way too early to do a fib, but we can do a fib on that last run up on a weekly chart. So we'll see where that lands. We're at about 50% retracement. That's $200.89. Right now, we're below that, 199.75. To the get to the 618, it looks like I can't read that number, but looks like it's probably 192.07, something like that. So that would take us down another $8 on Apple before we even had a 618 of that last breakout run. So just be cautious, go slow. Go slow. When the market moves fast, you move slow. You're gonna be okay. Real Virtual Listening says I have some BTC, AMD, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon I like. AMD, I think they're still like I think in the future, if we're looking out, maybe not tomorrow or by the end of today, but if we're giving it some time, do I think AMD probably is higher than this price? I do. I think they'll have enough growth. I don't think the AI story is dead. Can we see like crazy prints and get to $100 or $85? We could see that. Like I'm not gonna put it past it. So there could be lower pricing, but I think in enough time, we're probably higher than today's price at open. Bitcoin's going to be an interesting one. So again, you have to be sold on the industry. It has value. Question is, how do you actually value Bitcoin? Like there's no fundamentals to it. So fear and panic could affect the crypto markets a lot more and a lot quicker. You're already seeing, I think, 20% down, or we sorted 20% down before. Well, this is almost 14% now. So 14%, I've got no real buying coming in. So for us to go bullish, we got to get past this 51,550. Otherwise, I can see next targets down to probably about 42,785. And if that starts to slip, it starts getting ugly, ugly. So that's 37,538, and then back to like this $30,000 range. So where's the actual, you can't do fundamentals on crypto. So where is this? Where is the value? But again, if you're sold on the industry, you're sold on crypto, can you be dollar cost averaging in? And you're like, yeah, I really like it. DJ Dan's an idiot. And if you say that, I get it. That's like the fifth time today I probably heard that. So that's okay. But just be slow going in, build it up, but have your theory built out. If you love it, great. It's not a I don't think we just drop right to zero. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if we ever hit zero. That's gonna be tough to do. But if you're dollar cost averaging in, you're taking it slow. I think over time your positions will be up some money. We will see. We got Meta. Yeah, let me know if there's any other stocks that you guys kind of want to look at, but they're all probably looking the same. And I would just probably be cautious with all of them. Again, today, mostly for most of the things, I think there's like ticker symbol K is jumping up on possible buyout, but I think that might be the only one looking a little different. It would have to have some independent news to really get moving. Uh, Meta hanging in there. Uh, not. I mean, it is down still a lot from the close on Friday, $30. But you have a little support where we're at now. I wouldn't put too much weight to it. I think this one probably comes down a little bit further, which also happens to be right inside 200. So look for 438.69. It's got a little bit more room to the downside. Not a great gap down for the bulls. So if this thing rallies, I think the better spot to go short, probably about 458.40. Uh, yeah. this it's gonna be a fun day. I think it's gonna be a fun day. We'll see what happens. But more importantly, it's not panic. Uh Corey, no, that was Lauren looking for some Microsoft MSFT. And then we're gonna have to wait for we're gonna get some like bearish markets are good if you're short. And also if you're a long-term investor and you're looking for pricing. But keep in mind during sell-offs, you get some crazy good bull rallies, right? You'll get a good bull rally. It's gonna feel by like Wednesday. I'm just throwing out there. We'll see how that plays out. But you see like Wednesday, a big gap up, and shorts are like, okay, that's it. We're going. We got to buy back, and bulls are like, yeah, we told you. And then Thursday, it's another big sell off. You'll see some wild days. Stick with the trend for as long as you can. That rhymes better than another saying, I think. I don't know. Uh, Microsoft actually looks like it has some more room, so we're below the 200. Is Microsoft going out of business? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I can't confirm that. Let's flip this to a monthly. Are we up like crazy amounts since we just hit all-time highs not too long ago? Yeah. So the highs were somewhere around 470. I don't really have. We're now gapping. If we open here, we're actually gapping below May 1st's candle. So that entire month of May getting taken out, plus any bulls that hopped in on uh March, February, all taken out too. Where do we open January? Are we almost giving this whole year back? If we drop another $20, we've given the whole year back on Microsoft. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that correct? Yeah, that is correct. We'd have to get to so the low of the month where any single bull this year got into Microsoft 365.83. That's wild. That is absolutely wild, especially after the run we've had. But whew, that's stupid. I know. So the whole year was just a waste of time for the Bulls. So interesting. But yeah, Microsoft again, long term looks fine. Short term, it does look like it's got a little bit more room to come down. I would think maybe to this 372.36 has never really been tested. But the fact that we're 393.56, we've taken that out. We are below that 200. Do I expect probably some kind of bullish rally before we end up kind of completing this? Yeah. Is it worth a shot? Maybe. I think I'd kind of wait to get in today. I don't think I'm going to be buying today. If Warren Buffett doesn't want to buy, DJ's okay with not buying today too. Amazon is another one that just yeah. Below the 200. This looks like a fantastic short. Even though it is down from the highs, we were sitting at $200. Jeff Bezos picked a good spot to sell. It's funny how that works. But yeah, $200, and now a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, you got a discount of about $50, $45 cheaper. You do have a little bit of support here. Otherwise, probably 143, 143.52. Mike says you're not buying for the long term today. Wait to see what shakes out. Uh, yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm buying today. Mm-mm. I do have a deposit ready where I didn't. I was even tempted like Thursday, Friday. I was like, okay, there's some stuff, and there was some companies that I was eyeing down, but I do want to add more tech into my portfolio, and if I can get some better deals on some of these tech names, I don't have to rush into anything. Like I literally have. It's called a long term for a reason. I have some time to sit, wait, see what happens. This is only day three of a sell off. So short term, and is there companies that I probably could buy today? Yeah, but right now momentum is to the bear side. We still have to see how talks go into probably September for that rate cut. We have to see if any geopolitical stuff starts to pan out. The question for me is not so much is today a good day to buy for the long term. If you do, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My question is, can I get a little bit better price? Can I see if there's a little bit more of a shakeout? And then be able to create some better positions. But the companies I was looking at before, I don't know if they might not be the same ones I'm looking at because I'm actually getting a better discount on some of this tech. And the probably three names I was narrowing it down to for what I want to add for this month. None of those are tech, and this might be a good opportunity. So I'm probably going to see how it goes. But right now, if you buy anything, you are catching a falling knife. So what I would like to see is a little bit more. Give me some kind of a shelf, right? Give me some kind of just sideways chop around for a week or two. Otherwise, I'm buying here, and then in uh, based on this, the 2 hours from now, we'll be down to like 132, and I'm like, I kind of got much better. So I'm not selling any of the long term though. I'm just still holding all that. That's fine. Today's good for nibbling. Nibbling, I don't mind. If you got a pyramid that you're setting up, I don't mind. Today could be the top of your pyramid. So whatever you want to put out, you're buying 10% of that position today, and then you have levels lower. I'm on board with that. I like that a lot. hmm let's see. Was there any other tickers that you guys were looking at? Yeah, it's small, small. What about trimming to raise cash or too late? It depends on what your plan is. So when it comes down to the long term, I'm buying every single month, so I don't really have to raise cash because next month I have the same deposit coming in, right? So that was all kind of pre-planned out even before the year started. I mean, well before the year, but every year I kind of know exactly how much I'm adding to that long term. So even if I was to buy something today because I like it and it just absolutely crashes from here, I know next month I have that same deposit coming in because I've already planned it out and broke it down. So I don't really sell the long term. If you want to sell, it's gonna be tough to sell calls. Honestly, like you said before, is it okay to sell puts to get into the long term? I'm okay with that. I mean, you can raise cash as you're waiting to get filled, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not necessarily trimming in the long term account. I'm just hanging out, letting the divvies do its thing, letting the market just kind of figure out itself. Because if we go from a longer point of view and we're looking at like where is the where is the U.S. economy? Even if we hit recession, even if we're in recession, deep recession, we go through 2, 3 years of just the market doesn't move and we're just on straight pullbacks. I don't think that happens, but if it does, okay. Well, what about 10 years? Where's the U.S. economy? That you're telling me you're going to give me 3 years of a recession or down market where I'm able to buy good quality companies at cheaper prices? You're giving me that much time? I'll be so set in 10 years. Like, yeah. hmm Views on SMH. Semiconductor ETF. Be careful with some of the ETFs, I think. In general. Uh, because if we're seeing some margin calls, I think ETFs are gonna get hammered. I'd be very careful of all ETFs at the moment. And my view on that might honestly change in an hour. We'll see. Like this this market is very, very volatile. We were asking for volatility is here, but yeah, I'd be very careful on adding ETFs at the moment. I prefer just an actual stock. And a lot of ETFs, they do have fees. So if you're going to be buying those, keep in mind you will also have those fees involved. That's going to take out some of that reward side of things. And if it's down lower, that starts to kind of add up a little bit. But that is the opening bell. So everybody out YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Be safe out there. Don't move too quick. Don't be too emotional. It's okay. We'll get this through this one together. It's going to be fine. We'll be okay. But you guys are awesome. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.